Hey guys, this is Eric. I'm here with Ty, and I want to ask some questions today and talk about how long does it take to gain muscle? What are the realistic expectations on how long it takes to build different types of muscle? So what kind of muscle can someone expect to gain over a few months, a year, 5 years?
Okay, let's talk about the amount of muscle that a person can gain. It's different for men and it's different for women. So that we don't complicate things, let's split it up. So we just talk about the men first.
Okay, what about normal guys? What can they expect? Not athletes, but somebody who's just starting in sports, in bodybuilding or weightlifting?
Yeah. There's 3 categories of muscles that you can gain. The amount of muscles that you can gain for beginners, for experienced lifters, and then for people that are just very, very gifted, right? So we'll talk about each one of those in different videos. In this one, we just talk about focus on the beginning male lifters and athletes.
Okay.
For a beginning person, for a male, for a guy, you can expect to gain about 20 pounds of muscle in a year. Like when you first work out.
Solid muscle.
I would not say it's 100% solid muscle. No matter who you are, when you gain muscle, there's going to be some amount of body fat because your body has like a thermostat of how much percentage of fat you have in relationship to your body. So because of that, let's say that you're a very lean guy naturally, and you have 6, 7, you're single digit body fat, right? When you gain 10 pounds of muscle, it's still going to be in the single digits. Like my body fat levels are in the low double digits, So because of that, even when I gain 10 or 20 pounds of muscle, I'm still going to have that percentage of that still body fat, you see. So that you can expect that. And we're just talking about natural lifters, natural bodybuilders, natural athletes. We're not talking about people that's on steroids or big, our channel's not big on steroid use and stuff. But just natural, just eating, no supplements or nothing, just eating and lifting. You can expect to gain about, in the first 90 days, you can gain anywhere between, I've seen people gain anywhere between 5 to 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. And that's normal. That's without drugs, that's without supplements, that's without anything. Like when I first started working out, I was about 130, 135 pounds. And I got up to like 158 pounds in like less than 90 days.
Now, for those of you who may not know, and there's going to be other people as well that have done what I've done and done a little bit of research on the bodybuilding forums and blogs and things like that, and anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds in 90 days of muscle is considered very good for a bodybuilder. So if you're just starting out and you get that kind of gain, most people are going to be really impressed right off the bat. But if you don't have years of experience where you've already been working for building, then it's probably not going to be as fast. Is that right?
Yeah. That's going to be different. Like if you've been working out, if you are an experienced, you've been working out for more than a year, then it's after that, after the first year of your weight gain or your muscle gain, you can expect to make anywhere between 5 to 15 pounds a year. In 1 year, not in 90 days or 3 months or anything like that, but in a year's time. So when I was training guys at the boot camps and the jails and the prisons and stuff, what I would do is my goal was to pack on like 20 pounds of muscle within the first 3 to 6 months of me training these guys. And then in the second year, my goal is to get another 15 to 20 pounds, right? But out on the streets out here, it's a lot different because people don't have the frequency where they're not able to work out frequently 4 times a week like they need to the optimum time.
The frequency schedule.
Yeah, they don't have a consistent schedule.
Okay.
So one of the key things that even though those guys that I was training, those gangbangers and those young kids and everything, were they were at a disadvantage because they didn't have any supplements and all they ate was beans and rice every day. That was all they had to eat, right? The consistency of the training and the consistency every day they woke up at the same time, they ate at the same time, there was no ands or buts. Everybody ate
diet and training. Consistency.
Yeah, the key thing that a lot of people need to see is that they have to be consistent. And what happens is a lot of times people, they get in, they overtrain, they lose motivation and they get hurt and then they quit, so they never have that consistency. If you have a consistent workout regimen for 90 days, then that's a it makes a huge difference in your body. So I would say that for a beginner, you can expect to gain anywhere between 5 to 20 pounds of muscle in the first, just to be on the safe side, 3 to 6 months. And then in the first year, in the first, let's say 3 months to 12 months of the first time that you lift, you can expect to gain anywhere between 5 to 20 pounds of muscle. And then in the second year of your lifting, you can expect to gain anywhere between 10 to 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds, somewhere around there. It's really hard to gain more than 20 pounds naturally in 1 year as a beginner. Maybe if you're on steroids and on all the crazy growth hormones and drugs and stuff, you can, but just naturally it's very difficult. I haven't seen too many people. Like once in a while we'll see somebody that's all strung out on drugs. They're all they're like 120 pounds,
shredded.
Yeah, they're all shriveled up like a prune, and then they haven't eaten because they've been on drugs and alcohol for so long, right? That their body's just worn out. And then when they get in trouble and they go to jail or something, they beef up because they finally got to eat on a regular basis.
So their body has a little bit of a whiplash, plus they're reacting to
they're getting back up to normal. So here's their normal body weight. Let's say their normal body weight is 150 pounds. Because of drugs and alcohol, they've gotten down to like maybe 110, 115, 120, and they start eating and stuff, and they get back up to 150, and then they gain the other 20 pounds that I was talking about. And what it looks like is that this guy really knows what he's talking about, because he just gained like 60, 70 pounds of muscle in just 1 year. And what happens is people don't realize is that guy was all strung out.
They went from below par to normal, and then from normal they packed on a little bit extra. So their body reacted quickly. And everybody's thinking, man, that guy beefed up, he knows what he's doing.
Or they think he's on drugs, and the reality is he's not. He's just finally getting fed and getting some rest and taking care of his body. So that's how it is.
Even so, if you were to start working out, start having a consistent training schedule, lifting weights properly, and start eating consistently, then a 20-pound difference in 3 to 6 months versus 1 year, it's visibly an extreme change, and you look extremely different. Because I've done the same thing before, you've done the same thing before, and we've seen a lot of people that have done that.
It makes a huge difference if you're an athlete. It makes a huge difference in your sports performance, because now you've got more muscle, you're stronger, so you're able to move faster. If you're just in it for just to look good for fitness reasons, it's a huge self-esteem and self-confidence booster. If you're a bodybuilder, and obviously that's a nice chunk of muscle to gain. And that's the key is just to be consistent, and to eat and train consistently. For example, I had a friend who he was like 162 pounds. He was a running back coming out of high school, and when he got to I think it was Washington or Washington State, he went to there and joined their football program, and he wasn't big enough. He was fast enough, but he was not big enough. So they told him, go play at a smaller college for a couple of years, and then come back to us when you gain about 20 pounds. So he went and he played at a smaller college, and they beefed him up. They trained him. They beefed him up, and he went from like 162 to like 182 pounds or so, 185. And he thought that was as big as he can get, and that's without drugs, without alcohol, without nothing.
Well, visually, 160 to 180 can be pretty extreme. It can be pretty exciting.
And he's almost 6 foot tall, so that's a lot of weight for him to gain. And then he was shocked because when he did finally went and they accepted him at Washington State, they had him eat like 5-6 times a day. He had these meal passes he was telling me about where he had to eat. Like when they left the gym, they had baskets of fruit there. Everybody had to grab some and eat it. They had steaks and you had to finish everything that they put on your plate, things like that.
You mentioned he was 6 foot tall, right around there. That's my height as well. And I can attest that when you have height as a factor, the taller you are, the longer it takes for you to usually have a filled out look. So what's going to happen is you start gaining weight, nobody notices. And then you gain a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you look giant, simply because your muscles are longer. Whereas somebody who's got a more compact body, if they fill out and gain a little bit of weight, it goes like this. It's not long. So they look jacked quicker.
When he got there, they actually beefed him up. He got to like 182, 185, and when he got there, and in just one season, they got him up over to like 205, 210.
Oh man!
So I mean, that just comes to show you, what good training and right eating and everything can do for the human body. And this is without any drugs or anything. I mean, I know the guy personally, so he wouldn't, if he did, he would just told me, he wouldn't need to lie about that. So, but those are realistic numbers, I mean, you hear a lot of people talking about these supplements and all of these other things that can help you gain. It's just basically just eating and just training consistently. So,
well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you heard or enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. You can check out our webpage if you want to see more videos like this in the site below. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave those in the comment section as well. Thanks for watching.
And then in the next video, guys, that's coming up, we'll talk about the realistic muscle gains for women. All right, so we'll see you guys in the next video.